Welcome back to Optitronics, and today I'll be showing you a prototype that I'm working on for my Canon R5 Mark II. I noticed that the Canon R5 Mark II will overheat when I film over 45 minutes in C-Log 2 in 4K, since Canon have left an available vent to cool off their unit. For this reason, I thought it'd be great to build a cooling unit instead of buying the one from Canon, which is around 400 USD. The cooling unit that I'll be building today will cost roughly around $13. So in this video, I'll take you through my thinking process, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So first things first, I'm prepping the Canon R5 Mark II so the scanner can pick up the translucent area with masking tape. I will then set up my Einscan SP V2. I made 2 tutorials about this scanning unit, so if you're interested, I'll leave a link down below. Also, I want to give a shout out to 3D Wonders for sending me this unit for evaluation. If you're interested in buying your next 3D scanner, definitely check out 3D Wonders. I'll leave their link down below as well. Now, I'm setting up the SP V2 onto my table with this table clamp. Once the table clamp is installed securely, I will get out the turntable for the scan unit. My first scan with the Canon R5 Mark II is in its default position. This is just in case in the future I need to work on an accessory for the Canon R5 Mark II. Now, the next scan is having the camera monitor wide open because we'll be installing a fan cooler on the back of the unit. Once the scan is completed, we'll fuse the scan together and create a 3D mesh. The area that we are truly concerned about is the back of the camera and the vent of the R5 Mark II. And as for the next scan, I'll be scanning this $10 fan that I found on Amazon. There's abundance of fans around this price bracket on Amazon with a USB plug, so definitely take a look at that on Amazon if you guys are interested. And this fan will be attached at the back of the Canon R5 Mark II. And once that is completed, I'll export the model into Blender. Now here in Blender, I won't go over my entire thinking process. That would probably take a lot of time to show you guys, but this is my rough prototype version 1. Now, prototype is always meant to show the idea if it actually works before we start making it look nicer. So this is supposed to look kind of clunky. With that in mind, the idea for this design is if it's possible to cool the camera through a fan at the back of the Canon R5 Mark II. So first, I designed a holder for the fan, which hooks onto where the EVF is located at. I then created a funnel from the fan to the vents of the Canon. Once the funnel passage is created, I designed a back cover where the funnel will be boolean into, and also the back cover will secure the fan. Now for my next step, I exported the files in STL format for 3D print. I'm using PETG as my filament, and I reduced the speed by 50% when printing. Also, I made sure to calibrate before I start the print. It's not necessary, but I always do it all the time, and this took about 2 hours for these 2 pieces to be printed from Bamboo Studio. Once the print is completed, it is time to install the metal inserts into the 3D print. This part is always fun, but also super important because if you mess up, you may need to do another reprint, which is another hour or 2, right? So always take your time and be careful in this part. Once the insert is completed, this is what it should look like. Next, we'll apply the 3D print on the back of the Canon R5 Mark II. This piece will be holding the fan. Once I attach the 3D print, I would then install the fan into the print. It actually fits very snug, which is great. Now I'll be screwing the back cover onto the fan. This is also to funnel the air from the fan into the camera. Now to test out my prototype. Let's see if we can actually see air going through the vent of the Canon R5 Mark II. I placed a masking tape with tissue paper on the side vent where the air will exit. Once set up, I turn on the fan to see the tissue paper if it will float or not, and it does. So this means that the concept, the prototype actually works. I can actually cool off my Canon R5 Mark II with this prototype. Now to actually test the camera, I set the camera in 4K C-Log2 for video and I let it record. Around a little over 15 minutes, that's when the overheating meter turns on. I don't yet turn on the fan. I want the camera to get really hot before I turn on the fan. This is because I want to make sure the fan can cool off the system. And it only took about 45 minutes when the camera starts to blink and the overheating meter turns into red. So I turn on the fan right away. Crazy enough, it only took 3 minutes, only 3 minutes to actually cool off the camera, and I got the overheating meter going down halfway. But that's when the fan is set to high and the noise is pretty loud. So I set the fan to low, which is very silent, and it took about 14 minutes to cool off the entire system on low fan. Now, this isn't going to replace what Canon is offering, because what they're offering is a more handheld cooling unit. What I just built is mainly for like static recording, long form recording like interviews, YouTube. However, if you're rigging up your system, this is actually really perfect for that, because you could just turn on the fan on low and you could just go on and record C-Log2 for an hour plus with no overheating. It just cool right off the bat. So that's amazing. Also, if you're overheating and you are able to take a break, you could turn the fan on to high for 3 minutes. You got a fresh start once you start again. So that is pretty cool about this prototype. But all in all, hope you guys enjoyed this video. And also, if you guys are interested in building camera accessories in the future, definitely click like and subscribe, and we'll do more of that here on the channel. And also, definitely want to give another shout out to 3D Wonders for sending me out this Einscan SP V2. Without this scanner, I couldn't even make this video. So thank you, 3D Wonders. And with all that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.